Good afternoon. I'm Andrew Hartley, the Director of Legal and Governance at the University. I would like to warmly welcome you all to this University of Salford graduation ceremony. Graduands, your relationship with the University doesn't end when you graduate. It is in fact only just the beginning. You are now a member of a global alumni community of over 160,000 graduates. We would love to keep in touch with you to ensure you're kept up to date with the latest benefits and services available to you as a member of our alumni network. You can provide your contact details on the form that's on your seat. All you need to do is fill it in and leave it under your seat where it will be collected after the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask if you would kindly ensure that your mobile phones are switched off for the duration of the proceedings, so that all graduates and their families can fully enjoy today's proceedings. Please could I ask that you all remain in the auditorium until the end of the ceremony. Thank you. The ceremony will now begin. For those of you who are able, please stand for the entrance of the academic procession. Thank you.
I declare this congregation open to confer an honorary degree and to present awards of the University of Salford. Please be seated.
Graduands, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Sheila Pankhurst, Dean of the School of Environment and Life Sciences.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, graduands, your friends and families, academic colleagues and distinguished guests, a very warm welcome to you all to this graduation ceremony for students from the School of Environment and Life Sciences. And to our graduands, many, many congratulations. All of you here have achieved a significant milestone in your lives. You've entered this hall today as graduands and you'll leave as graduates. I am immensely proud of all of you and of your determination, hard work, sheer ability and excellence in so many areas. I want to take this opportunity to highlight to you the value and the importance of the awards you're about to receive today. Any academic award is a partnership. It's between you, the students, and the academics who support and guide you along the way, and of course your family and friends who've been there for you through all this time. But the value of a degree depends in equal measure on your hard work and on our knowledge and commitment to offer you the best courses we possibly can. And the relevance and excellence of our degree programme here in the School of Environment and Life Sciences was highlighted this year by the accreditation and re-accreditation of more than 20 of our courses, with the Royal Society of Biology, the Royal Geographical Society, the Institute for Biomedical Science, amongst others, were also accredited with the Royal Society for Chemistry. And all of these institutions have praised our strong links with industry, with employers, our focus on student employability. And this recognition by national professional bodies means that the awards you will shortly be receiving and celebrating have real currency and value out there in the world of employment. I just want to add a final note, something I'm very proud of. The school was delighted to receive this year, I think, the biggest single gift, philanthropic gift, the university has ever received, of more than £2 million for our research into cancer and ageing. And that's in recognition of our world-leading status in areas of our work in translational medicine. This and many other funding awards, too many to mention, are a tremendous tribute to the excellence of our researchers, who of course are also your lecturers and professors. Now today in many ways is only the start of your journey. You will, I'm sure, go on to successful careers in geography, chemistry, biomedicine, environmental management, other areas of the biosciences, as so many Salford graduates have done before you. I'm going to quote now the president of a famous American university. I think it begins with H and ends with D. You're all going to rock. And he explained that. He said, apparently it's a technical term in higher education, meaning that you've achieved the highest levels of proficiency at university. So go out there and rock and celebrate and use your skills and knowledge and do your best to change the world. So while it's been an exciting year for our school, it's also been a year of significant achievement for our university as a whole. And as such, I am very proud to introduce our presiding officer for this ceremony, the Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Student Experience, Dr. Sam Grogan.
You have no idea I'm glad how that is over. No, the reason I did it is because partly from a challenge from our marketing colleagues, but also one of the things we do exceptionally well at Salford is to challenge our students to risk and to play and to push the boundaries and perhaps do something that isn't necessarily always conventional. And so if we're not leading by example, then we're not leading. So that's why I did it. And I'll take that glass of wine later. Graduands, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to welcome you all to today's graduation ceremony. This year's graduations are extra special for us because it's during this academic year that we celebrated our golden year as a university with 50 years of achievements and learning and memories and friendships made, and countless great careers started here. We're going to hear about one of them in a little while. And it was also in this 50th year that I was particularly pleased to see the university welcome its biggest ever intake of undergraduate students, with over 5,500 new students joining us on campus last autumn, starting their journey to where you are seated right now, ready to graduate. And so today, it's my pleasure to welcome you, graduands of the School of Environment and Life Sciences, who will receive your awards today. And I would also like to warmly welcome your family and friends, without whom you would undoubtedly not be here. More of that later. It's a privilege for us all to share in your success in having accomplished so much during your time here at Salford. I'm also delighted to welcome Darren Disley, who joins us today as he receives an honorary degree. Darren is one of the most successful and truly inspirational entrepreneurs in biotech history. As a University of Salford graduate, he has grown and transformed companies from startups to globally leading across many areas of life sciences. With one of his many accolades entitled Game-Changing and Disruptive, his ongoing work as an educator, as a mentor, and as a businessman will continue to push the frontiers of advancement in life sciences, technology, and social enterprise. It is in recognition of his outstanding career achievements that he receives his award today. So I'm delighted to welcome Darren to celebrate this occasion with us all. Your time at university is a pivotal snapshot in your life. It's a time when you shape your views on the world, when you learn more about yourself, when you develop your skills and knowledge. It's a time when you develop intellectually, personally, and socially. In 10 years' time from now, you'll realize in a way that you can't quite grasp right here now in this hall, that actually university was that moment when you created memories, when you established friendships and long-lasting partnerships that will stay with you for life. When I think back to my own university experience, my mind tends not to focus so much on the detail of the experience itself, but actually I tend to think more about what's happened in my life because of my time at university. Like many of you here, I was the first person in my family to ever go to university, and I studied theatre, firstly training as an actor and then as a dancer. This experience, simply put, opened up the world for me in a way that I couldn't have imagined before I started. Possibilities were positioned as being grabbable, as being present. So an applied education, learning by doing, enables one to view the world through a dynamic, creative lens. And at the heart of this lens is collaboration and communication, two skills that have really nudged me to whatever successes I've had. Off the back of the first degree, I've managed to have adventures that have taken me across the world, to continue to create things with amazing people, and to continue to progress to where I am today, Pro-Vice-Chancellor Student Experience, working alongside these gifted and talented colleagues and working with our students in the pursuit of making a positive difference to the world. Genuinely, I couldn't ask for anything more in life. If you'd told me that the skills I'd picked up making theatre and dance would one day bring me to work in this fantastic place and lead the institution's teaching, learning and student experience strategy, I would have asked for a pint of whatever you'd been drinking. But it did, and it has. And that's what university has unlocked for me through the unpredictable twists and turns of the years. Possibility, adventure, a lifetime of being a learner, and importantly, the skills and abilities to keep on developing. Now, you've all demonstrated your skills and your abilities and your sheer drive by arriving here today to receive your awards. Life is never simple or straightforward. It's just not built like that. You can't plan out your career or expect a job for life, certainly today in today's world. But what you can do is grab onto the opportunities you are given and make the most of them. You'll all be faced with decisions and challenges as you go forward. From today, as you bounce away from here and spread out across the world like graduates before you, you've all got exciting careers as you take another step forward on your journey through life. I genuinely hope that your time at Salford has equipped you with the skills, capabilities, knowledge and technical expertise you will need to succeed in your desired professions and pathways. But more than that, I hope you've had exciting and challenging and sometimes uncomfortable experiences, made new friends, seen and learnt more of the world we live in, and matured through the very process of being at university, because it's those experiences, as much as the quality of your core education, that will see you steady over the coming months and years. Now, as individual students, you've had great successes over the past few years, but also together as a university, we've accomplished many things to be proud of in the recent history. So we began this academic year by climbing 10 places in the Times and the Sunday Times Good University Guide rankings. We then strengthened our league table position, there's a lot of league tables, climbing 19 places in the Complete University Guide, and the recent published Guardian League table saw the university advance a further 11 places. You can sense a pattern here. We're going like that. And it's 11 places, including, of particular importance to me, a rise of 32 places in student employability. All of this is double-digit. Certainly great news for the graduates in the room today, and a reflection of the drive and dedication of our students, teaching and support staff. It's also great news in our golden year as a university that it is in fact our green achievements that have been recognised with the prestigious Eco Campus Award. During your time at university with us, you'll have no doubt watched the campus embark on its transformation into a vibrant, exciting and green environment. And this award, as well as our recently launched Campus Master Plan, reflects our absolute commitment to creating a world-leading learning and living environment for our students and our staff and our collaborators. And that's something personally I'm very proud of. There have also been some great individual achievements for our students this year. A nomination for the British Film Institute's Want to Watch list for 2018. 3 of our MA nursing students were awarded the Royal College of Nursing Margaret Parkinson Scholarship. 2 of our law students were crowned winners of the National Mooting Competition, and one of our students studying television and radio at the Media City UK campus has now won the Leicester Mercury Comedian of the Year award. So there's quite the range of achievements across our portfolio. But today is about you, students from the School of Environment and Life Sciences, who are graduating today. As you've just heard from your Dean, there is a broad range of excellent work going on in the school, from accreditation of our courses by globally renowned professional bodies to securing significant funding for our world-leading medical research, all of which benefits you, our graduates, and our current students. This is outstanding work by the School of Environment and Life Sciences, and it represents just a few examples of the work being carried out by our university as a whole, by its students, its staff, its partners, and its collaborators. Graduation ceremonies are special for you and special for us, the university. They represent the culmination of your journey as students through your latest stage of learning. They also mark a transition in your Salford journey. From today, after you leave this room, you become alumni of Salford, and as such, part of a global community of alumni, making a difference in societies across the world. And we hope your relationship with us will continue. The door is always open, and Salford will always be your university. Please come back and use us and tell us how you're doing. On another note, I would like to add a personal note of thanks and indeed congratulations to your families and friends who have supported and encouraged, perhaps cajoled at times, you through your studies and have travelled, in some cases today, huge distances to be here with us. This is a very proud day for them. And of course, none of us would be here today without the efforts of these fantastically brilliant people, the academic and support staff who have provided their knowledge, their expertise and their guidance to help you achieve your full potential. Now, I think this support from family and friends and from these amazing people here deserves recognition. So graduates, could I please ask you to now stand and give a round of applause for all those people here and elsewhere who have helped you, encouraged you on your journey to graduation today. Thank you very much. So finally, I would like once more to congratulate all of you graduating today and wish you the absolute best for the future. Please don't forget, seize the opportunity life gives you. Cherish the memories of your time at Salford, and please use the skills and knowledge you have gained here to be the best you can be, because the world in its messy, unpredictable and unstable state certainly more than ever needs people like you to make a difference right now. Be proud of what you've achieved, be bold in your aspirations, and don't be afraid to fall over once in a while. The future is yours to make and yours to take. Thank you very much.
I now invite Dr. Darren Disley, OBE, to be presented for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, graduands, academic colleagues, honoured guests, it is my great pleasure to welcome and introduce to all of you Dr. Darren M. Disley, OBE, scientist, entrepreneur, philanthropist and angel investor, and, I'm very proud to say, an alumnus of this school and of this university. I can remember really clearly when I first met Darren being struck by just how much energy he had. He bounded into the meeting room. He didn't walk in. He greeted everyone with a huge smile and then presided over the most friendly but most efficient biosciences meeting I've ever attended. And with all this energy, it didn't come as much surprise to me to find out shortly after that meeting that as a teenager, Darren hadn't thought at all about science or university. He wanted to be a professional footballer. He was born in Poplar and grew up in East London before moving with his family to Essex. I've mentioned that he's an alumnus of the school, but he certainly didn't follow a typical path to university. His passion when he was growing up was football. He played at district level and then at county level, and then left school at 16 and went on to be a semi-professional footballer, and he was selected for trials with West Ham, Southend United, Charlton Athletic. And then he got a job as a science technician. And that's a noble route into science. It's a career step, incidentally, which he shares with two very eminent fellows of the Royal Society, Michael Faraday and Nobel laureate Sir Paul Nurse. And he then went on back to football, to coach football in America for a while, before returning to England to take up a place at university here at Salford to study for a bachelor's degree in chemistry. I'm going to let Darren tell you a little bit more about his path from Salford on to a doctorate at Cambridge, and then onwards from that to become one of the most successful entrepreneurs in Britain, who has started, grown, or invested in more than 40 life science, technology, or social enterprises. For 11 years, he was the Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Horizon Discovery Group plc, which is a global leader in gene editing and gene modulation. And when he listed the company on the FTSE London stock market in 2014, he achieved a placement of $113 million. And at that time, this was an all-time record for a life sciences company on the FTSE AIM All-Share Index. But he then built that company into a global market leader. In gene editing, it was employing 450 employees, a market capitalization of more than $500 million. And 2 years before that, in 2012, he'd already been named Business Leader of the Year at the European Life Science Awards. And in 2014, the same year that he listed the company on the stock market, he was named Executive of the Year at the Scrip Awards, which is a global award recognizing leadership in biotechnology and pharmaceutical companies. In 2016, Darren was named UK Quoted Company Entrepreneur of the Year, one of the 175 faces of chemistry by the Royal Society of Chemistry, and in the same year received a Lifetime Queen's Award for Enterprise Promotion. Darren has many other awards and honours to his name, too many to mention all of them here today. But I would just like to mention two other areas of Darren's life. He is a long-standing champion and supporter of student entrepreneurship, and he's a committed campaigner for social enterprise and social mobility. Now this year, 2018, is special for two reasons. Firstly, earlier this year, Darren was awarded an OBE in the Queen's Birthday Honours List, and I'm very glad that that presentation didn't clash with today, for services to business, enterprise and healthcare. And secondly, I'm delighted and very proud that he's here with us today to be conferred with an honorary degree from the University of Salford. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Darren Disley.
The authority vested in me by this university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Okay, so first of all, everyone, this is about you, the graduates, rather than me. This is probably one of the greatest days of your life thus far, and you deserve to celebrate it all as you're celebrating here and with your family later. So please give yourself a round of applause. You deserve it. Vice-Chancellor, Professor Pankhurst, distinguished faculty members, fellow alumni and graduates, it's with humility and pride that I accept the award of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. Building on a near 30-year association with this university, I today commit to apply my skills, experience and network for the benefit of the university and delivery of its ongoing mission to be a practitioner of world-class translational research and industrially and societally focused undergraduate and graduate teaching. Reflecting on a moment on my journey to this day and the meaning of this award, it's important to consider that I'm someone who grew up a working class kid of modest ability and who was told at age 13 that I was not good enough to study chemistry at O-level. If it had been suggested as I walked through those school gates in Essex at my 16th birthday with no qualifications to my name and only a semi-realistic dreams of becoming a professional footballer, that in the year following my 50th birthday I'd be awarded an OBE and a higher doctorate from Salford University, it would have been no less fantastical an outcome if suggested that someone said I'd have been the first man to step on Mars in order to set up an intergalactic football league. Like many of the graduates and alumni here today, a journey of self-discovery was initiated during my years spent at the University of Salford, both academically and being located in, back then, the city of Cool Britannia, and I still think probably the coolest city to be a student at in the United Kingdom. I was inspired, yes, by the high-quality academic teaching placed in that industrial societal context, but more importantly, the confidence that I gained and built as a working-class kid from the East End, who was often defined by their fears as much as by their aspirations. The daily interaction with a multicultural student body that facilitated a sharing of a much broader and global human experience sent me on my way to the University of Cambridge, well set for a future in academic science, or so I thought. The learning methods, knowledge, friendships and networks that I graduated with left me in great standing. And many of the key decisions in my life, like not going to the United States to study a chemistry PhD at Princeton, but to go to Cambridge to change disciplines to study a multidisciplinary subject, a PhD in biotechnology, for who was one of the most entrepreneurial scientists in the UK, Professor Chris Lowe. That was a pivotal point that was introduced to me by an alumnus of Salford University that I recently visited in New Zealand, who runs a big manufacturing plant over there. And the second, when at 30 years old, I still didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was backpacking around the world with just a backpack to my name, and I came back again for that same student, April Condy, who graduated in '91 with me in chemistry. I came back for her wedding, met someone, got a job, spun out a business, and that started my business career. So the links are very tangible with Salford. Today will quite rightly be one of the most proudest days of your life, and you should soak up the experience of this ceremony, the graduation dinner and celebrations with family and friends. You wouldn't be human, however, if you were not concerned about the world you're stepping out to and how you might navigate its challenges to be able to write your own unique story in the book of life. The world we all now face is constantly changing as globalization moves forward at an unprecedented pace, with its continued promise of increased free trade, cross-border cooperation, and easier and more affordable access to technology, media, education, healthcare, and a variety of consumer goods. However, its emergent negative impacts, such as increasing wealth inequality, economic and financial volatility, high structural unemployment, especially in high-wage economies, and the attendant protectionist trade policies that have followed, the scarcity of natural resources, which is putting pressure on our planet and its environment, and a reduced cultural diversity as corporations and their global brands take on an almost quasi-nation status, are beginning to create a visceral geopolitical and social tension between those who have benefited from globalization and those who believe they've been left behind. To compound the problem, the political classes in the West particularly, are struggling to realign themselves to their electorate, as these effects appear to be impacting voter demographics in ways that cut across the historical political dividing lines. This may seem at first glance a difficult landscape in which to start graduate life, but to give you a historical perspective, I take you back to 1991, when I was sitting where you are now, faced with similar concerns. This was also a time of great political uncertainty. The UK Conservative Party had just deposed Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher over the issue of the nation's continued membership of the European Union. The UK Labour Party was undertaking an existential battle for its identity and soul. Financial instability led to 7.5% inflation rates, 10% interest rates, large-scale home repossessions and widespread civil unrest. And global geopolitical tensions were beginning to rise in the wake of the First Gulf War. Has much really changed? It pretty much sounds like today to me. Significantly, and I'm sure somewhat amusingly to you all, on that graduation day, I had never used or seen a personal computer. The cumulative amount of data collected in human history could have been stored on a standard modern-day laptop, and the practical use of the internet had just been conceived by Tim Berners-Lee. And the first human genome sequence, an area that's defining our field as we move forward, was still 10 years and $3 billion away of R&D costs from being completed. So the outlook was equally as difficult as you find it today, and yet so many of the graduate class that year have gone on to become leading academics, industrialists and entrepreneurs, and having impacts on their societies and communities all over the world. So there really isn't much to be afraid of. I'd like to spend the remainder of the time giving you some advice based on the decades of experience of being an old fart, basically, that is aimed at helping you chart your own unique path through life. To start with, I'll just make a few observations of fundamental human traits and behaviours that I've observed that I believe too often limit personal and professional development, resulting in a feeling that despite certain achievements, we've been somewhat unsuccessful. We often talk about our aspirations, but I've increasingly found that people are more defined by their fears. We talk about our life goals, but often do not take the steps necessary or create the space to put our position to achieve them when opportunity arises. We spend much of life achieving tasks, preparing for the start of life. We measure success on a relative basis versus 7 billion other people on the planet, rather than measuring it on an absolute basis. We prefer to promote our strengths rather than reflect on our weaknesses and how they might stop us achieving our goals. And we think of success typically as a series of destinations to be reached, rather than the journey of self-discovery to be undertaken. I'd encourage each of you to produce a personal life plan that provides answers to the following questions. What are your fundamental human needs, those intrinsic motivations that are required to get you out of bed every day with a spring in your step? They are not vocational, they cut across all aspects of your personal and professional life. What are your long-term career goals? These are the functional goals, the things you want to be doing day to day that may define success as you reach certain achievements, as long as they align to those fundamental human needs. Yes, what are your strengths? But how do those strengths sometimes blind you to the attendant weaknesses of those strengths? And what are those fundamental limitations that you need to overcome in order to be able to succeed? Honestly, what development areas do you need to do to maximize your potential? No one up here is the finished article. No one on the stage, not myself. You constantly have to reflect and understand what skills bridge do you need to see where you are now and what you want to achieve in the future. And most importantly, what does success look like and how will you measure it? This is a fundamental key to feeling successful. I encourage you to find a career where you go into work every day knowing why you're there, why it's important for you and your family, and most importantly, how to measure whether you're being successful or not. The more days you come home knowing you've achieved against these self-defined measures, the more successful you will feel, and the less time you will spend chasing moving destinations, such as job titles, social standing, or material goods. For those of you that feel you might like to take this path less traveled, you can do worse to try and live your life by a core set of values that collectively define the one human trait that is absolute, in my opinion, and never changes, and that's namely your integrity. Those I've chosen to guide my journey are the 4 R's. Resourcefulness, otherwise creating space and finding us time to take opportunities when they arise or finding a way. Resilience, persistence in overcoming obstacles. It doesn't happen first time, even when people are successful. I'm a 25-year overnight success story. according to some. So always reflect. So reflection is the third R. That is accepting, looking at yourself in any situation that you find yourself in and thinking about what did you contribute, good or bad, to that situation. It's much easier to turn around and reflect and blame someone else. The biggest challenge of the next 50 years will be how we feed, fuel and heal the world in light of a population that is aging most critically in the developed world, but most rapidly in the developing world. Now, you operate at the area of life science and environmental science, the most exciting area of science moving forward. It brings together all the disciplines of science, engineering, maths, policy, etc., to be able to solve these big problems. In the area of healthcare, for example, the advent of next-generation sequencing, gene modulation, gene editing, means we can now understand the genetic, environmental, and behavioral basis of disease. And this is leading to the development of a new pharmacopoeia of molecularly targeted therapies, cell and gene therapies. And these are increasingly now going to be linked through to patients in an evolutionary basis, where you detect early whether someone has a predisposition to a disease, what their onset is, what their prognosis is, and whether they're likely to respond to drugs. These technologies are before us. We can fundamentally change the nature of healthcare and how it's delivered. Graduates, your time is now. The world needs your ingenuity, and the challenge from me to you is to go forth from this place and collaborate with each other across borders, across cultures, bringing together the disciplines of science, technology, engineering, maths, economics, and political science to create a new macroeconomic and geopolitical paradigm that is capable of delivering the industrial productivity required if we are to deliver sustainable living standards for all the peoples of the world. The opportunity for you is great. As human history tells us, the greatest innovation, entrepreneurship, and leadership arises out of the most challenging times, as this is when the people are at their most receptive to major change. And that time is coming. Your journey could change the world, but you must aspire to do what is great. Be inspired to do it in a way that benefits your fellow man, and be prepared to perspire harder than you can currently imagine. I leave you with a quote from the fictional but no less inspirational US President Josiah Bartlet of the West Wing. Decisions in life are made by those who show up. So show up, graduates, and do us all proud. Thank you, and congratulations on your achievement.
Graduands, ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence the presentation of the Postgraduate Awards from the School of Environment and Life Sciences. Each student will be presented individually for their award. I would like to invite Professor Sheila Pankhurst, Dean of the School of Environment and Life Sciences, to present the Postgraduate Awards.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Environment and Life Sciences, I present for the award of Doctor of Philosophy the thesis title, Biological and Ecological Processes During the Establishment of a Marine Invasion, the Zagathus rabbitfishes from the Red Sea to the coastal areas of Cyrenaica and Libya. Abdulghani Hamad Abdulghani. The thesis title, Second Phase Optimization of Emmetine Dihydrochloride Hydrate as an Anti-Malarial Lead, Muna Abu Bakr. With the thesis on characterizing the microbial communities associated with the water distribution system of a broiler farm and their role in Campylobacter infection, Path Aranega Bu. The thesis on crosstalk of TTC5 cofactor and the estrogen receptor in breast cancer cells, Feroze Ashtiani. And on the analysis of drug resistance and the role of the stem cell niche in leukemia, Emir Bakker. Looking at the spread and evolution of RNA viruses among honeybees and the wider insect community, with particular emphasis on deformed wing virus, Laura Brettel. And on an ecosystem approach assessing the impacts of the construction and operation of the Mersey Gateway Crossing on the upper Mersey estuary, Andrea Druitt. Characterization of a novel bioactive complex polysaccharide from a marine invertebrate with potent anti-cancer and anti-malarial activities, Tro Kershid. Fitness for the Ark, are zoo-bred amphibians ready to go back to the wild, Luisa Passos. Exploration of the spatial epidemiology of tick-borne pathogens of livestock in southern Cumbria, Lauren Perrin. Investigation of DNA variation in genes of the immune system in wild populations of Epidemus sylvaticus in relation to infection by Toxoplasma gondii and helminth parasites, Abdullah Shatter. With a thesis on investigating the impact and potential of urban agriculture in the UK, observations from an institution-led initiative in Wythenshawe in South Manchester, Rebecca St Clair. And for the award of Master of Philosophy, Hetal Jashvanbhai Patel. The award of Master of Science, Research, Biological Sciences, Matthew Jones. The award of Master of Science, Research, Environmental Studies, Richard Peters. The award of Master of Science in Biomedical Science, Azim Ahmed. And Nora Ali M. Al-Shirhiri. Ewan Davies. Jade Huff. Munta Hussain. Zainab Raji. Adubiudwak Robert. And Vanessa Miles Abadou. The Master of Science in Biotechnology, John Nuttall. For the Master of Science in Drug Design and Discovery, Adesua Isikomenin. Zara Musin. Udadirim Ogbo. And Alan Rauf. The award of Master of Science, Environmental and Public Health, Teo Ajisope. Abdelhakim Isse. Fatima Lamu. Edith Ngozi Mogu. And Chomi Nwanguma. For the award of Master of Science in Environmental Assessment and Management, Vivian Alibo. Omino Gladys. And Koe Alumu. For the award of Master of Science in Environmental Modelling, Paige Hickey. The award of Master of Science in Geographical Information Technologies, David Collins. And Terence Pulford. For the award of Master of Science in Molecular Parasitology and Vector Biology, Nada Al-Balawi. And Anthony Cutler. And Scott Judkins. For the award of Master of Science in Occupational Safety, Health and Wellbeing, Alistair Brock. The award of Master of Science in Safety, Health and Environment, Samuel Akor. And Eboan Endurance Odion. Emma Nukpong. The award of Master of Science, Wildlife Conservation, Katie Brooks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence the presentation of the undergraduate awards from the School of Environment and Life Sciences. Each student will be presented individually for their award. I would like to invite Professor Jeff Hyde of the School of Environment and Life Sciences to present the awards.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Environment and Life Sciences, I present for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours Geography, Naila Ahmed. Laura Atkinson. Rebecca Bocock. Ryan Bushell. Kenneth Court, Patrick Consett, Nicola Maddox, Desislava Petkova, Ellen Taylor, Thomas Taylor, Ikra Wasta. For Bachelor of Science with Honours Biology, Lauren Agnew. Shania Ali Ahmed. Elizabeth Barber. Kirsty Bestwick. Georgios Haralambush, Zara Dean, Isabel Grindrod, Mohammed Habib, Agathe Hori Nasser, John Kearney, Mohammed Mahbub, Samina Masood, Holly McGlynn, James Rogerson, Talia Shafiq, Nina Taylor, Nicoletta Tomedu, and Rebecca Thompson. For the Bachelor of Science with honours in with biology, with studies in the USA, with professional experience, Jack Chopra. Bachelor of Science with honours in human biology, infectious diseases, George Barkworth. Georgia Bennett, Alex Birds, Elizabeth Darby, Jermaine Davis, Nikki Elliott, Grace Firth, Mohammed Jalal, Miranda Lane, Isabel Liner, Zanab Naz, Grace Plahe, Jasmine Robinshaw, Hannah Suttil, Mona Suleiman, and Layla Taman. Bachelor of Science with honours Wildlife and Practical Conservation, Tony Bradley. Katrina Kane, Laura Cannon, Joseph Denford, Katie Farmer, Ursula Gusifkovska, Andrea Glynn, Niall Hockey, Charlie Haynes, Andrew Highlands, Adam O'Grady, Joseph Perkins, Lucy Rowe, Gabriella Russell, Mariana Taco, Daniel Tattersall, Caroline Taylor, George Thew, Stephen Wheelhouse, Helen Whitehead, Natasha Verst, Bachelor of Science with honours Wildlife Conservation with Zoo Biology, Charlotte Baker, Irana Bakhtiari Cunyado, Harriet Barker, Lauren Bell, Jared Booth, Tommy Birch, Eve Carter, Rebecca Cudmore, Bethany Dunn, Nathan Fairweather, Bridget Gaskell, Benjamin Gilmore, Hayley Goddard, Kaylee Grennan, Sarah Hamill, George Hawkins, Natasha Jackson, Lillian Jarvis, Samantha Johnson, Theodore Jones, Scarlett Kane, Laura Kendall, Samantha Lersch, Monica Lodziarek, Joanne London Cole, Charlotte Long, the Bachelor of Science with Honours in Wildlife Conservation with Zoo Biology, Lucy Mackenzie. Lauren McParlin, Isla Meredith, Emily Pope, Madeline Roberts, Hannah Rowland, Gabrielle Hentz-Gellhorn, Connor Thomason, Ella Trickett, Victoria Underwood, Katie Usher, Rebecca Walker, Chloe Walsh, and Carmen White. Bachelor of Science with Honours Zoology, Jack Bacchus, Mason Dillon, Rebecca Emerson, Rachel Fraser, Rachel Goodman, Sophie Haldane, Lydia McGill, Kimberly Percival, Joel Rigg, Harriet Wren. A Diploma of Higher Education Biology with Studies in the USA, Hannah Yitbarek.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Professor Niroshni Nirmalan of the School of Environment and Life Sciences to present some further undergraduate awards.
Pro Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Environment and Life Sciences, I present for the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biochemistry, Daniel Barfoot. Ivanis Basdekis, James Birkinshaw Dempsey, Katie Brown, Miles Brown, Suhail Gandhi, Daryl Griffin, Sophie Harwood, Idil Ismail, Atif Mahmood, Lorna McMahon, Eleni Neofitu, Mohammed Rahman, Umar Farwar Shah, Shayan Shah, Sharon Thomas, Judith Wuta. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biochemistry with Professional Experience, Thomas Goldstraw. Theodora Mihaela Pasco. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biochemistry with Studies in the USA, Emma Foster. Terry Law. Monika Osinska. Alexander Pieransky. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biomedical Science, Amal Abdulrahman. Felix Ajay. Sophia Machukwu Aganboye. Fatima Ahmed. Kasim Ahmed. Yusna Ali. Nina Analefo. Imtiaz Arif. Amina Barud. Farsana Begum. Vanessa Benuskova. Joshua Bolton. Mohammed Bouini. Ayan Kawale. Maureen Chaptu. Hasna Chowdhury. Kiara Collins. Viola Dubé. Simone Dushim. Jian Fania Al Abdullah. Malene Ferreira Frad. Louise Foster. Fatima Gashi. Daniel Gaskin. Raisa Gias. Erin Gray. Macaulay Green. Katie Hucknall. Ikra Hussain. Junaid Hussain. Zafar Ibrahim. Hussain Jalali. Rima Kadir. Faye Kennedy. Asha Khan. Aisha Khan. Anmol Landa Kaur. Afrin Malik. Tara McFarlane. Sophie Mohanlal. Rory Malvi. Elliot Mans. Hera Naeem. Nazia Najib Begum. Sonia Nawaz. Adebumi Umalade. Nana Orleans Lindsay. Nabila Parker. Mezabin Roked. Hannah Ruffley. Jack Rushton, Farah Sadiq, Sadia Shabir, Dimitrios Solomos, Tana Sambol, Nazreen Talebi Baksh, Joe Wright. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Medicinal Chemistry, Rebecca Holland, Nareen Mohammed, Lee Napier, Amara Patel, Eva Roger. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Pharmaceutical Sciences, Bianca Daniela Anton, Mari Bibat, Alexander Bunter, Connor Callahan, Nicola Guest, Harvey Hunter, Ikra Ershad, Jacob Lee, Umar Naeem, Osman Omar, Mohammed Parvez, Lucy Salt, Aliyah Shafiq, Amy Sharif, Tegan Winstanley, Helen Young. For the award of Diploma of Higher Education in Biomedical Sciences, Habta Mariam Tesfagagish.
Now I'd like to invite Dr. Richard Armitage of the School of Environment and Life Sciences to present the final group of undergraduate awards.
Pro Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Environment and Life Sciences, I present for the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours Environmental Health, David Brough. Marianne Young. And for the award Bachelor of Science with Honours Environmental Management, Ahunama Enabula. Chloe Hamer. Davinia Johnson. Jade Waywell. And for the award Bachelor of Science with Honours Geography, Jake Barton, Lauren Campton, Alexander Cope, Honor Criswick, Katie Foster, James Eisgar. Adam Mitchell. Joshua Mitchell. Scott Richards. Aaron Rogers. Daniela Vowles. Sheena Walker. Harry Ragg. And for the award, Master of Science, Drug Design and Delivery, Simosa Pupula.
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of the awards from the School of Environment and Life Sciences. Before I invite the Pro-Vice-Chancellor to close the ceremony, I'd like to inform you that we will be taking a group photograph of all our new graduates outside the theatre on the piazza. Therefore, can I ask all guests to remain in their seats until all the graduates have left the theatre. Graduates, at the close of the ceremony, can you please follow the academic procession straight out of the theatre to the piazza for the photograph? Thank you. I would now like to invite the Pro-Vice-Chancellor to close the ceremony.
Well, that was brilliant. There's a real celebration of the sheer scale of achievement. It kind of gets me every year. It really is quite remarkable what you have all done, and what you will continue to do, and what you will go on to do is perhaps even more so. Before I finally close the ceremony, just a couple of thanks really. First of all, I'd like to thank the staff at the Lowry and all the staff behind the scenes who have made today go as smooth as it has. So if you could please join me in thanking everyone who has helped this event be the event it has. I'd also like to thank all of the for us to join all together in thanking the staff and the students from the School of Arts and Media for providing the music, the entertainment and the fanfare. Please join me in thanking them. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the University of Salford, I would again like to offer my sincere congratulations to each and every one of our graduates. Now, it's that time. Graduates, I'd like first of all to ask you all to stand. And now it's that time. Graduates, please put on your hats. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2018. So now it's my delight to declare this congregation closed. May I invite you all to stand for the academic procession. Thank you very much.